Good day, I am Rick Vincent Cheatok from BS Marine Biology. In this video, we're going to talk about sea urchins. Sea urchins are herbivorous and as such are major kelp grazers in shallow seas worldwide. They are preyed upon by many predators in some ecosystems. They are the keystone species that define conditions of living of majority of other members of the ecosystems and their harmonious coexistence. Sea urchins belong to phylum Echinodermata, or echinoderm means spiny skin. This includes sea stars, sea cucumbers, sea lilies, and brittle stars. In nature, the sea urchins feed upon various algae such as green, red, and brown. If starved, sea urchins can consume almost anything available, such as rotten carcasses, fruits, and leaves, etc. The following video that I'm going to show you is the behavior of sea urchins eating kelp.
Along the coast of California, ocean currents carry a constant supply of nutrients up from the depths to the surface layers. These upwellings fertilize forests of giant kelp that thrive in the summer sunshine. The algal towers are as high as a 3-story house, and they can grow by half a meter a day. Life in the kelp is as full of drama as in any other forest, but the cast is less familiar. An army of sea urchins is mounting an attack. The urchin plague strikes at the kelp's holdfasts, their crucial attachments to the rock. Holdfasts are extremely tough, but each urchin has 5 teeth, which are self-sharpening and are replaced every few months. Urchins fell vast areas of kelp forest, creating clearings known as urchin barrens.
At some point, sea urchins reach the time of their lives to reproduce. Although purple sea urchins are dioecious, meaning they have separate male and female sexes. It is hard to distinguish the two because they are very similar. For example, male and female sea urchins possess the same reproductive organs. Each gonad has a duct to open at the gonopore, a pore found in many invertebrates that in this case is located in one of the plates surrounding the anus. In some laboratories, scientists inject potassium chloride onto the gonads, causing them to contract and expel the gametes. And within minutes, the gametes should appear. The sperm are off-white if male, and the eggs are tan to orange if female. Purple sea urchins reach sexual maturity about 2 to 3 years. They do not show courtship or special behavior towards their mate. Instead, they spawn, meaning that they release their eggs and sperm into the water, reproducing sexually.
Now, what you're about to see violates every rule of effective parenting as we know it. But you have to cut this female sea urchin some slack. I mean, she produces 500 million eggs in her lifetime. The smoky clouds of sperm wafted upwards by this male combine with the millions of female eggs to produce an astonishing fertility dance. The two nebulae of the life force scudding together to fuse into new larvae. Now, here's the bad parenting part. Not only do mom and dad never see the kids, They don't even know which sperm and which egg happen to do the happy dance. The sea urchins simply trust the sea to work its magic. Most of what they radiate forth will be consumed by other marine creatures. However, it turns out that setting their kids adrift is a valuable survival mechanism for sea urchins and many other Florida coast species. In this way, the larvae of these various species are able to populate new areas. And genetic material is swapped and circulated and bolstered and diversified. So if the point of parenthood is to get the kids to leave home and find their own way, well, I guess the sea urchin parents are doing okay.
In particular, sea urchins leave reproduction to chance. They do not select a mate, but rather release their gametes and leave it to chance that they will mix and get fertilized. The following video is a male sea urchin releasing sperm. Early developmental of sea urchins exhibit radial holoblastic cleavage, where the first and second cleavage are both meridional, means that the separation of cells runs in the middle of animal and vegetal pole axis and are perpendicular to each other. An embryo is divided into two hemispheres, the animal pole and the vegetal pole within the blastula. The animal pole consists of small cells that divide rapidly, in contrast with the vegetal pole below it. The animal pole, the cytoplasms appear to be more active and contains the nucleus, where the meiotic divisions occur in this region. The other, called the vegetal pole, the cytoplasm is less active and contains most of the yolk. The third cleavage, or the 8 cells, is equatorial, perpendicular to the first two cleavage planes, and separates the animal and vegetal hemisphere from one another. The fourth cleavage, or the 16 cells, however, is very different from the first three. The 4 cells of the animal pair divide meridionally into 8 blastomers, each with the same volume. These cells are called mesomers. The vegetal tier, however, undergoes an unequal equatorial cleavage to produce 4 large cells, the macromers, and 4 smaller micromers. All the cleavage furrows, the 6 divisions, are equatorial, and the 7th division is meridional, producing 128 cell blastula. To summarize it all, I'm going to show you a video of an early developmental stage of the sea urchin. In the sea urchin's blastula, the animal-vegetal axis also appears to the structure of the future anterior and posterior axis, where the anterior end of the sea urchin is the oral, the ventral surface on which it crawls, and posterior, the anal end of the body, is the uppermost dorsal surface. Sea urchins are important herbivores on coral reefs, and in some ecosystems, they play a critical role in maintaining the balance between coral and algae. Their role can be especially important on reefs, where other herbivores, such as parrotfishes and rabbitfishes, have been depleted due to overfishing. Sea urchins contribute to reef resilience by grazing algae and providing settlement space for corals, thereby helping to maintain conditions necessary for coral communities to recover after acute disturbances such as storms or bleaching events.